Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to what I think is just one more little bit of hyperspace, what? Sunshine Heavy Industries is the name of this video game. Where did the word hyperspace come from? It says hyper pump right there. And I do have a rare disease that causes me to read the word pump as the word space. Don't look it up, it's extremely rare, totally undocumented. Like I said, I think we're past all of the plot. I think at this point it's just like building ships. But let's see if this incognito bureaucrat has anything to say to us. Yes, hello. I hate to stoop to be here and talk to people, but all the Auberginian shipyards are booked for months. The rumor is that you have cloak drives and radar. I need both for my job. I'm a low-level government employee, you see, and I'm horrified my constituents will show up and ask me to do things for them. I've pretty much been on the run since my election. Please, hide me. Well, I don't know if I like participating in this, but fine. Is that panel corner? Yes, that is armor. Okay, just feels very strongly that there should be at least one of these. Weird. Alright, so with 11 points of thrust required, it looks to me like this ship is going to be small enough that we might actually get in trouble using a dirty engine. You know, it might make things really awkward. I mean, if I did, it doesn't... You don't have to go up that far. We're going to try it this way. Because we do have to put in 45 points of radar. So... 5 fuel, only 5 fuel. Use a nice small fuel tank, and when I say small, of course I mean this thing. We are going to need... see, I was thinking we would do one of those tall ships, but cloaking is going to make that a little complicated. So if we want the cloak to hide the engine entirely, yeah, it can't really go any higher than this. And in fact, even that's problematic because we need to be able to place armor. So yeah, I kind of have to, like, I don't love this, but I think I kind of have to do this. So let's get the radar out here. My guess is we're going to have to use more than one cloak. We need actually a really, really large amount of radar. So I do think this is going to be tricky. So if we put another big radar bit like here, that is outside the cloak. I wanted to run like a single heatsink. But yeah, this doesn't quite work. I mean, we can move, I guess, just this part up a little bit. That lets me put something else that generates heat down here. Yeah, alright. We're gonna need energy for sure. Let's finish placing the radar so we know how much. And then unfortunately we need even more radar. The nice thing about this is that it doesn't add any armoring requirement. Yeah, so right now we're looking at, we're looking at a really shitty amount of power that we need. So obviously we can just stack a heatsink here. Every cloaking device we have to put down increases the amount of power that we need by a ton too, right? If I go cloaks 3x3, So it generates 9 cloaking range. Range means radius in this case, right? Yeah, because this is clearly 5 radius. Okay, so... with this arrangement, I am not going to be able to make crew quarters happen here. Well, you know, we only need 2 passengers. Maybe we still could. You know what? Maybe this will work. Maybe this will work. Well, I'm not going to be able to get fins onto this thing, probably. Not inside the cloak we have now. Because I need to include a couple more generators first. So, like, there's a version of this where we go, like, heatsink 1x2 here. We tuck a small generator into that space. And then that makes this just barely cover us. And we sadly have to run another heatsink, but like it's gonna happen anyway. Then we have plenty of room for cargo. This is actually gonna be close. The problem is gonna be getting the fins on it, I think. Oh, also this generator can't actually go here. Because it needs to be in a place where it can be armored. Can I do this? Is that okay? Yeah, technically. There's like just enough room for a heatsink. Or for a heatsink. For a crew sink, you know, a place to sink passengers. Yep. And then we need 7 points of cargo, which you can just kind of like pack in wherever. Sorry, not 2x2. Let's go for some 2x1s. Yeah. Okay, so we can go 2x1 here. And then I need one more. We can pack that in there. 8 points of command also can work. Oh, well, maybe not. Let's see here. Yeah, because there's only one surface that I can stack command on, unfortunately. So 8 points. 8 points is not going to cut it. So this ship is probably not possible with one small cloaking device. Generating 11 thrust. Could be done with 2 smaller, non-radiating engines. And then generating 5 points of fuel could also be done differently. Like how many total... There is space left. There is space left. If I rearranged it, push some of the radar out frontwards, put the engines like at the top of the ship, move this down to the bottom so that the radar's clustered near the bottom a little bit better. Yeah, we might still be able to get this. This is my personal challenge now, is to make this happen within the space of a single small cloak. I do not think it is going to be easy. But let's try a version of this where we run 2 smaller engines. Oh, sorry, that's tricky. It's not actually 2 smaller engines. It's 3 points more space devoted to engines. I'm gonna delete it all and start over. So it'd be like this. We need to be really efficient with our space here. So this stuff around a single tile fuel pump. And then we need 5 fuel, which could be a bunch of different things. It could be like this, obviously. Intuitively, that seems more likely to me than a 2x2 plus a 1x1, but could be changed around is an important thing. So then we need to find a way to put down some heat sinking here that is also going to feed other components. Like, if I end up using the same number of generators in total, oh, that's exactly the wrong way. There we go. Well, that doesn't quite work. Yeah, problems. What about if I... Nope, still not quite good enough. Because we have to be able to actually cloak everything, right? Or we have to be able to actually armor everything. So what I really need is to put this like here. But that's very awkward with the way the fuel pump works. Does it help if I... Yeah, right? You can do like some version of this thing. It's very difficult to imagine heat sinking this in a useful way, but we can always just throw a heat vent on the side of it and provide some armor while doing that. And we can rearrange things a little bit to make that more sensible in other ways if we have to. But we are going to have to... Yeah, we're gonna have to do it like this. Because we gotta make as solid use as we can of the space behind us. We want to have very little dead space. This already might be too much. We gotta have room to armor everything, and we'll see. We'll see if we can make it happen. So we are gonna have to attach one of these. Now we gotta get all the radar on. And it is a lot. It is a fucking ton of radar. So yeah, the only way this really makes sense is to do these. And anywhere that we can put one of these and have it fit all the way inside the shell is going to be helpful. So we can have this one go here, and then yeah, that gives us a shell, and it leaves a little bit more space for cockpit stuff. Pardon me. So we're gonna have to do like, I'm looking at this and trying to figure out how I heat sink this in a way that's good. Because we're gonna have to put, I guess it's just it's a heat vent on that tile. There's really no other way to do it. I was trying to figure out a way to like make this a little fancier. But yeah, I think that's it. There just has to be a heating vent there. So I think the constraints with these have gotten really interesting. So how do we want to... You know what else I could do here, actually? Yeah. I kind of like that. Because that allows me to just use this space right here as a heat vent. And then maybe this isn't heat vented at all. Maybe we use a more traditional heat sink, like laid right here. And that way we can still build stuff in the back corner there, south of the engine exhaust. Because that might end up being really important. That's really awkward that this is considered not to be cloaked, even though it is very obviously entirely cloaked. That makes things difficult. Okay, so room for 2 spaces worth of passengers, pretty easy with this configuration. And then it's like 1x2 cockpit here, 1x1 cockpit here. Right, and we can tuck a bit of cargo in behind that. We are going to run a big heatsink to solve all those problems. And then that gives us an easy place to put the other generator. I mean, it's almost good, right? It's getting remarkably close to good. Do I want to... Is there a way... No, it's pretty awkward. I was trying to figure out if there's like a useful way to move this assembly over to the right one so that this heatsink can be feeding both of these things, so that we can just try to figure out a way to reconfigure these to use one heat vent to cool them both. But I think that's a problematic idea because it moves the heatsink off of the engine. Yeah, I don't think I want to do that. Okay, so yeah, this is fine so far. So we still need 6 more cargo space, which I think is really easy to do. Oh, we don't want to do that. Sorry, I gotta make sure that I'm leaving room for armor. And also fins. We can do like a cargo right here. This is all going to come down to fins, I think. We're going to have a hard time being safe on that front. Yes, we can just jam a bunch of cargo. Actually, like, I don't really need to put cargo on the outside of the ship at all. Because we have like all this space. So, more command. Yep, that's just barely a problem. It's really valuable, though. would be really nice to be able to do. Is there a way to, like, rearrange the stepping here such that this is the forward? So let's see. It would have to be this one comes forward and down one space. This one goes backward and down one space, which does disrupt our heating vent thing. The heating vent ends up in this corner. Yes, you end up like this. And obviously we have to move a bunch of components around to make this work. The most difficult of which is for sure the generator. It's like the problem is you effectively lose heating capacity for this one part, right? Because you're going to want to go... Oops, not heat vent, sorry. 1x2 heat sink here. And then... I mean, obviously the cargo's no problem. We can move the cargo around however we want. So it becomes an issue of cooling like this. Which, I mean, it sucks to have to do that, but it is a thing we can do. And then we can put one point of command. Where's the edges of this? We can put one point of command here, and that gets us all of our cockpits. And then it's just a matter of, can you tuck things back further in order to put wings on the ship? And I think the answer is probably going to end up being no. Because, like, how many fins would I need for this? A 4x4 gets you there, but we would have to do it in, like, 2s. 2x2s are probably the best we could possibly do. So, yeah, you're probably looking at that much extra space, and there's simply... I don't think there are that many squares left. Especially since we have to use one of these corner armor panels, which, because of the way it interacts with stuff, it actually takes up like a ton of room. Yeah. Well, okay, hold on. We did determine that fins can be internal and they still provide value, right? Yes, remarkably, the answer to that question is yes. So, what if we... Maybe I can rearrange the cargo enough to make this still work? So let's see here. We would have to go... Are the 2x2 fins exactly twice as much agility? They are. Okay. So... we go 1x1 cargo here. We're gonna try to use almost every square in this whole ship. They should not allow you to use fins in this way. It's heartbreaking. It's so close. But I guess actually it's not. We need to put 3 more points of cargo space in, and that's going to break it anyway. So we would, yeah, no matter what, we need 1 more fin, which we can't quite fit on the ship. Because we have to be able to do this. The thing that really sucks is there absolutely are that many spaces. It's just a matter of which things have to have which facing. Okay, new thought. Oops, not that. Give me this. See, that still eats... Yeah, it still eats too many spaces. The problem is we need to have the, we need to have the radars in places where they're not consuming extra space with their clearance needs. And right now we can't do that. Yeah, it would require... The only way to do that would be to put... Apologies, my throat is really killing me. The only way to do that would be to put one radar flat against each side of the... against each side of the cloaking quadrangle here, which I guess is technically possible, but it would require a really strange arrangement of the engines. I mean, at this point, what the hell? This is what the rest of the game would be like. This is why we're gonna stop here, probably. So let's just get a second set of things out here so that we can see what the heck I'm talking about. Yeah, and if we do this like this layout, I think it leaves us in a place where we can't put any... Let's see, if I can't everything up toward the up left, my concern is we're gonna end up with a problem here where the whole ship is irradiated. The entire exterior of the ship is irradiated. Yeah, see, that gets us all the radar we need, and we're not losing anything to its clearance, but it leaves basically nowhere to put command points. Well, no, okay, so there's like 2 spaces on the outside here. Hold on. 8 command? 8 command, okay. We're not gonna be able to do that anywhere else. And this only works this way because, yeah, we can't make this rotationally symmetrical. So yeah, this cannot work. Which means there's no way to generate 4 radar positions where there is no facing wasted. And each radar position that wastes facing is going to waste a minimum of 2 spaces worth of it. As in the position we had it before. And that's just the way that is. Yeah, no getting around it. So we end up just the tiniest bit short on space because of the fact that we are required to use this thing, which takes up 1 more space than it looks like it takes up. Although, unfortunately, given that the edges of the ship are diagonal, that actually means that it takes up 2 more spaces because you have to give it a full extra space of clearance on the bottom. Unless I put this in a... So I'm assuming that I get a... Yeah, this is a conflict. It's like, this doesn't have to be on the outside, but it's 2 by 2 no matter where we put it. But armor doesn't technically need clearance. So we do have the option of doing something. Let's see here. We'd want to refigure this a little bit. Yeah, any place where there's a single point of vertical clearance off of a radar is also a problem. Because that's wasted. We can't do 1x1s and we can't rotate the fins. Yeah, alright, bummer. There's no way to do this. I feel relatively confident there's no way to do this. But it's very close. Yeah, there's probably a way to rearrange this such that I get this fin to stop being conflicting, but we would never be able to fit the other fin on. Hey, actually, here's a question. Are the... Okay, yes, all of the values are halved. I was gonna say, if the 2x2 fin is slightly less mass than the 1x2, then we could maybe still make something happen. So this takes up 7 spaces, and they all produce 10 agility per actual space occupied. So yeah, there's no rearranging to fit. Okay. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna, I think, insert a cut here so you don't have to watch me come up with a second design for this thing. We all kind of get the idea. So I'll just cut to me having completed this ship, and we'll do at least one more this episode. So I'll see you in a second. Okay, never mind, I did it, I pulled it off. So, 2 important parts to this. First of all, I remembered the turbines exist. We were able to save a little bit of space by generating some of our power through heat dissipation. Very important, but it turns out, by itself, it was a little insufficient. I couldn't quite get all the pieces to fit together. And then, while I was looking at the descriptions of everything, I realized the cab 2x2 provides 4 points of command, but also provides 4 points of passenger space. This is the thing I had not realized, and we had never used at any point. It does need clearance in 2 different directions, but because of the way the space around here is organized, you can effectively, like, you can save on the things that need to go in the non-radiated space, which is the most important stuff. So those things combined allow me to jam this together into a functional, like, look, I'm not gonna lie to you. This radar thing is gonna peel off and just fly into space the very moment you are affected by any kind of force. And this was, to be clear, the prettiest I could get this ship looking. But it does work. It is wild to me. It is so strange that you actually need all 4 of the 2x2, all 4 of the spaces in the 2x2 for this instead of the top right space being empty. But whatever, this technically fits, and it's pretty cash efficient because you save on cloak and you save on the extra energy needed to run the extra cloak. So I feel pretty good about this one. Yes, this will do for now. Back to being on the run. Please, if anyone asks if I was here, tell them to fill out this paperwork requesting that info. Then throw the paperwork into a red dwarf star. So that unlocked some concave panels. I bet these actually don't take up that corner space. See, that's all I wanted. That's all I wanted. We should do a thing for Ren. This feels like an appropriate way to wrap things. Hey guys. Now that my business is really taken off, I want to make sure I keep visiting my friends. And since you don't live on my couch anymore, I want a non-work ship to come visit. How fancy we talking? Well, not very fancy. Though if you have room for a greenhouse, that'd make me really happy. A greenhouse? What? Okay. You know, just a 5x3 greenhouse that's radiation sensitive and is going to need a ton of clearance. Sure, and also power. Why wouldn't it need power? Okay, that's fine. Also an FTL core. Well, while we're at it. And they still want us to use a panel corner. Why is... Okay. Panel corner 2x1. Okay, weird. So does this actually not take up the corner space? Yeah, it actually doesn't take up the corner space. Okay. That is nice. I'm pleased that these do exist. Anyway, Panel corner 2x1 for some reason. Just because they got more parts and they want you to use them. So... this is actually all the energy that we need. We don't have to produce energy for our comms or anything. So I suppose the question is... excuse me. The question is, does it make sense to put in like a big energy source and then also like run all of our engines off of that? We still have to put in fuel. A reactor is as expensive as 3 generators, but puts out as much energy as like 7.5 generators. So it does kind of feel like that makes sense. Oh, right, I have to manage radiation, but that's not a big deal. Yeah, they can be that close even. Okay. So... if I do this, I mean, 11 thrust is not even... right, and this is also radiation sensitive. Fun. Okay, if we do, let's say... something like that. I mean, it's something. We still need a fuel pump because we still have to have fuel tanks. But I think it gets a little simpler here. So... 24 is an awkward number. Just like they say in that song. How do I want to... Because the thing is, we could... it's probably best we do this in 2 rather than running 4x2s. You can tell I'm trying to construct like a relatively lean ship profile here. So this gives us some spacing, and then there is no 3x2, so we go over a little bit. Like, that's fine. And we have to front armor as well, which is like a little annoying. Yeah, that's fine. So... right, we also need a small generator just to distribute the power. Which is a little annoying. Oh, the FTL cord absolutely puts out a huge amount of radiation. Of course it does. Okay, so we can do that. Yeah, this spacing is pretty much perfect. It's like there's a question here. Maybe it's better to do this as a 3x1 and a 3x1. For the reason of not putting anything into this column, so we can have this thing at the top of the ship and then just armor straight down like that. So we do also need, I mean, we're gonna have to do some other work here. We could put a heat vent between them instead. Oops, that's not what I meant. So we do have to include 15 points of passenger space. I And there's no reason to go over with this, right? Like, we can make this exact. And it doesn't change any of the facts about it. In fact, we could do it here. Well, I can just put a heat vent on the front of this, actually. Okay, so 12 points of comms. Those can just kind of go anywhere. That's like a completely trivial problem. Oh, right. Sorry, I forgot. The engines have to stay close to this thing, the way I'm building this stuff, because the engines are where the heat thing is. Okay, 20 points of cargo space, which is just, again, we're just going to separate these things by even more. Maneuverability is a concern. I may not be able to stack this entirely. I think there's a small chance that we are going to have to we're going to spread this thing out a little bit because I'm going to run out of space. So there you go. That goes there. We need 13 points of command, which shouldn't be a problem. We'll throw a front-facing heat vent on here, and then actually, it might be a little bit of a problem. Well, no, we have this space to help out, though, right? Because we can just put a 2x2 in here. There we go, and it runs right up against the bottom of the, right up against the edge of the radiation area, but it's not actually irradiated. Okay, and then we just need, you know, a little bit of, a little bit of maneuverability. Is that 3 spaces down here? It is. Oh, very nearly. We are going to end up needing more fins. The fins are a little bit more expensive than armor. So right now, if I put one more point of armor on here, is it still going to be okay? Yes, we're still good on maneuverability, but losing a fin takes us, yep, just a tiny bit under. Very inconvenient. And then, of course, for the truly optimum aesthetics, look at that. Look how perfect that looks. What I like about this ship is if you anchor this part to something and then hit the engines, you can kind of turn it into a space knife. It's got a really sharp edge on this side. Man, you guys are really good designers. Good thing you did such a good job, because it's going to be parked here all the time. Sheesh, get out of here. And come back tomorrow. And bring those crullers I like from that one space bakery near your scrapyard. I like how sweet she is with him. Celine, like, somehow over not a very long amount of not a very large amount of total story, Celine has become one of my favorite video game characters of the year. Let's see what's up with the Hive ship 2.0. I'm curious about a heat pipe. Ooh, wait, tour van. Tour van. I want to build a tour van. Okay. Hey, hi. I'm Peep. I'm in a band, and we kind of crashed our tour van into the side of your space station just now. But great news, we need a new ship built. If anything, you should be paying us for the scrap that used to be our old van. So, about that ship, we need one with long range, and with room for the whole band, and also a built-in stage and speakers. Most of our fans don't live on planets with oxygen, so it's easier to bring the venue with us. Also, is it cool if we crash here until the ship is done? Oh, I love them. Okay, stage. A great big stage. This seems very doable. Oh, it's so cool. That's so cool. Okay, we're also gonna need a speaker setup. And this is one where we want to go... Okay, the stage doesn't actually need power or anything. I mean, there's very obviously lights in there, but whatever, it's fine. So we're going to need approximately 12... Just about 12 speakers. And they don't all have to be clumped together like this, but let's just put them all on the table. I guess I could be... There you go. I could be doing that in a more efficient way. So, also 12 radar. Which is easy enough. Okay, so that's not too much power. 13 is kind of an annoying amount of thrust. We can just do a 6x3. That's probably better we do this in 2 engines. So I probably want to do it more like this. Well, maybe not. Hold on. Because we do have to connect other stuff to the fuel pump. So having the thin engine be on the inside does make that a little bit easier. We only need 10 fuel, though, which is easy enough to deal with. Big fuel tank, but, the cost of the fuel tank is not such a big deal. Okay. So I need 36 total energy. I'm sure that the generator... Yeah, it's not too bad. If I move the generator up to here... No, it does not quite work. But I can move this. I can move the speakers. I'm just trying to figure out how I want to use the how I want to cool this thing. And maybe the real answer to that is instead of a generator, I want to use a one of these other things. The problem with that, though, is that if we use a turbine or an intake, intakes have extremely low energy range. A turbine might work. Okay, what if we... make room for the thing in here. Sorry, I need to be cooling stuff and providing power. This still needs to be cooled, but we can yeah, that's not so bad. Yeah, I don't hate it. This gives us plenty of room to put command stuff down here. So we're well out of radiation range. So right now I can tell you it's gonna be kind of a pain in the ass to cover this. We can do that, and it looks... Ugh. Yeah, this thing jutting out so far is a real bummer in terms of just armoring it. So yeah, I think we're gonna have to do something like that. And then... It feels like a terrible waste to have to run a second heat management object for only 3 things that need to be heated. Yeah, it feels bad for sure. Oh well, I mean, it's fine. We'll just throw a heat vent on it and call it good. Alright, so we need room for passengers. I feel like they should be near the stage. Right, we can just throw a passenger bunks right up under here. And then, of course, we need room for the instruments, obviously. This has gotten considerably less square, like pretty quickly. So we probably want to do one of these. Right, because yeah, we can get 8. And then a fin here is pretty efficient. Got to tack 17 points of command on there, which is, it's a fair amount. Yeah, I mean, we can go for the super big. Maybe we should. At least in one spot. Then we do this stuff, and that leaves us 3 short. We end up not actually needing all that much, maneuverability. I mean, I could just armor it. What if I remove this thing? We go like... Yeah, it's wild how a single fin solves the problem. And we can just create a sort of a, there's an engine shaft, which is, you know, is it a safety hazard? Oh, I mean, sure, if you want to be like that. But at the same time, isn't it, like, totally awesome? There we go, and the ship's a little... We got to a kind of a boxy place. I do like a nice boxy ship. Yo! This rules! I can't wait to see how loud these speakers are. Hey, next time we're in this sector, you should come to one of our shows. It would be an honor. For you, I mean. Yeah, that's fair. Grandma does love fin cannons. I want to see about the hyper pump though. Yo, that's a lot of money. Let's see about the hyper pump. Ah yes, blub blub blub. Translator still busted, huh? This is fine. Can we try interpretive dance this time? You got a cool new part blueprint and you want us to redesign your ship around it. I'm basically a genius. Yeah, easy. So the hyper, what is the nature of a hyper pump? It's not one of these. It's a fuel thing. Okay. Through some questionably safe hyperspace trickery, this pump reaches further than it should be able to. Oh, I see. It has to be powered. But that's really interesting. Also, dude, I kind of assumed it was going to be like a, like a water pump for running some kind of, I don't know, hydraulics. They probably want to live in water, right? So we need 24 thrust, which is probably not a big deal. The classic 24 thrust. And then also 32 fuel. Which also doesn't really necessitate the use of this pump. Feels to me like we're maybe overdoing it a little bit here. So I'm going to pull this. We're going to put a single small generator in here. And then just vent the heat out the top, and look at that, we're all covered. We do need, we do need gun. Not very much gun. Just like a little gun. Well, look at that. The parts don't even have to be touching the thing. 12 points of passengers, and then just command. Command everywhere. What a design. There's got to be a better... a way that looks a little bit better to do this. I don't know what it is, though. And then we'll go for like a 2x1 and a 1x1 and another 1x1 somewhere. And then we just wrap the whole thing in cockpits, head to toe. So, I mean, it definitely makes sense to go for the 2x2 here. It just, like, it nestles in so nicely. The seats in that one are going to get kind of rumbly. Oh, yeah, right. Actually, hold on. We may be able to avoid building much in the way of crew chambers here. So... still need 4 more points of passengers. Am I going to want to do another one of these? I probably don't need to. Not like it won't be valuable again like it was there. We still need a pretty huge amount of command. So I'm going to stick with these bigger ones. Why is this like this, you reckon? That's still not enough, by the way. Well, I can't go for the bigger cockpits here. We can't attach another one of these there. And then I actually need to find a little bit more cockpit space. Okay. Oh yeah, I am slightly covering this up. There we go. And then we'll just tuck some of those passenger quarters that we still need to use in here. There you go. compact it ain't, but it does work. It does technically do the thing. Why do you need all of this? Okay, never mind. It doesn't matter. Did they, like, not notice that they're not underwater? Is that it? That better not be it. All right, one more quick. I do want to see about the Hive ship 2.0. Hey, it's the Omega Mind coming back at you with a cool new request. We think maybe people just haven't heard about us yet, so we need like way more comms antennae. And maybe we can like debate people into joining the Omega Mind? We're undecided on that tactic though. The problem with only having 3 people in your hive mind is the individual opinions don't get drowned out much. I'm looking forward to when I can't tell which opinions are my own. Some scathing social commentary here. So, a heat pipe cools everything in the line below it, but it must have a clear... That's really interesting. That's a cool idea. Okay, so... gonna need a couple of CPUs. So I'm assuming this works, right? Yeah, as long as even one tile of the thing is below the heat pipe. Okay. Then we need 4 RAM. But these things don't need to be cooled. We need only a single point of fuel. You know, just enough to be a problem. So, what else do I need to run energy-wise? We're going to need 13 radar. Again, a number designed to just be really annoying. And then 80. 80 points of comms. That's all. No big deal. And the whole ship has to be cloaked. Because of course it does. And you only have to armor the top and the bottom of it, so there's pretty obvious play here. We need 32 thrust. I mean, it's not so bad. So we really want to compress the horizontal space of this thing as much as possible. All right. So, I think that's all of the stuff that's actually going to require power. Yeah, we just need a little bit of cargo, a ton of command, which I guess is going to cover our armor needs for a while. So we can probably build it a little bit more square since we're going to be buying 80 points worth of 33 points worth of command, 80 points worth of comms. Until it's been a long and difficult day for me. But with 33 points of command, we don't have to try to build this too narrow because we already have enough armor to cover quite a lot of space. So what I'm thinking here is... we can actually mount these up like this if we want. So we don't have to have everything cooled by the heat pipe. We could throw on like, you know, a vent or something here. And then do need a place to put the cloak. And my assumption here is that we're going to want to do this with 2 small cloaks. The big cloak is so much more energy hungry. This is a little inconvenient. But okay, let's try it like this. So 8 points of cargo is no problem at all. We should be able to armor most things. This is actually a little tricky because if I do this, there's no way to armor the back end of that engine. I might want to swap around these components a little bit. Like, it might make more sense. Oh, this is really awkward. I mean, this stuff can absolutely just be moved. Yeah, this does at least allow me to put the this does at least allow me to put the armor where it will be useful. Oh, except I can't really move this over because I need this here, otherwise the engine sticks out of the cloaking field. Because gosh, engine's quite large. Also, this radar's not going to work like that. There we go. Alright, well, it's something. So all the radiation is on the bottom part of the ship. It's not too hard to jam a bunch of comms antennas in here. You really, like, you do need a lot, though, huh? Yeah, I think in order for this to work, we really do have to build this ship tall, and then we just, like, tack these onto the back of it. Cloaking is going to be a problem. Maybe it makes sense to go dish. We'd still need a lot of dishes. So what we could do here is build a line of dishes, like a vertical line of dishes with their bases stapled together. And then we only need like, geez, it is like 100. We only need like some really huge number of dishes to pull that off. My concern with this is mostly the cloaking field. Because that's going to necessitate that we run at least one additional cloak. Yeah, we're basically going to need a cloak just for the forest of communications tools. But it doesn't seem undoable. Exactly. Like, what if we wanted to do it with dishes? Let's cut all these. Let's move this thing out of the way for a moment. So right, we can keep these below the heat pipe. That's not so bad. And then we just like put a 1x1 cloaker between them, and I think this will work. They're radiation sensitive, so we have to be a little bit careful. But yeah, that's not so bad. Cargo 8, passengers 5. Both of these seem like completely trivial concerns. There we go. This probably ends up getting moved, you know, somewhere. So 33 points of command, and it's like we're almost there. Now, not that this is necessarily the right build, but we also need 203 energy. Just a mere 203 energy. I'm inclined to put a turbine in here rather than a traditional generator. We're still going to need a lot of... Geez, we're going to need like 4 generators right now. We're going to need a little one too. But yeah, basically there's just like a part of the ship that's just like the generator block. And we have to figure out how that plays around the cloaking devices. We could use solar panels to some degree. I mean, I'm better off with a reactor, aren't I? Obviously, we're gonna have some radiation problems with me bringing in a reactor. Okay, what is here that doesn't need to be here? This. Actually, a bunch of this stuff. So we can make room for the reactor by just moving stuff. I have to be a little careful how I move stuff around because we got a lot of radiation concerns. Like, there's no reason that these couldn't be further south. Well, I guess there's no reason to build a turbine. Yeah, there's no reason to build a turbine here. Everything is already being cooled. Still need 100. Jesus. Okay. What if I put in a pair of generators? We can certainly cut this thing. So we're gonna want to put this stuff like over here. Yeah, we're gonna have to condense some things a little tiny bit. Probably makes sense to move all of the radar up. Yeah, so now we have a spot where we could slide this stuff in. Also, we can just like leave it down here. This is totally fine, I think. Ugh. What a pain. All of this radiation. Who is responsible for this? Who would create a ship that works this way? Okay, so we can't move that down at all. So like we can move some of these computer components up, and then that way the cabin stuff, the things that need to be crewed can be crewed. But I can just slide a small generator in here, and it solves all those power draw problems. And like this can be cargo. Yeah, we just can't put any of the crew stuff up there. Okay, that's pretty straightforward. So now we just need... We do need room for maneuverability. And we need like a ton of points of command. And honestly, a lot of this command is just going to go on the front of the ship. Well, maybe not a lot. So I can't move up even a single... Yeesh. Okay, but we do need, like, we need a bunch of these really big cockpits to have a chance of squeezing out the command points we need in the space we have available. So... Given infinite vertical space, we're in pretty okay shape here. Unfortunately, we do not have infinite vertical space. So I'm trying to figure out, like, what can be moved around and where to. So I think the solution is... I hate to say it's a fourth cloaking thing, but it might be. Allowing us to build cockpit stuff out here. Well, you know, the base payout of this job is super, super high for a reason. Oh, right. That can't even... Because we are going to need another one of these right in front. And then I still need to generate 9 more points of command. So what would be pretty good is to be able to just do another one of these. This is gonna look a little whack, but like... Okay, if I do this, I'm gonna have to build another generator. And then that generator is gonna have heat needs. And we can't really put them where we want to put them. Well, I'll tell you, it's unfortunate. And I'm creating a ship that is not very compact here. Yeah, I don't know. I think that this is largely unavoidable. I suppose we could power it via solar panel if I throw this in there. There we go. It is a little bit of a shame to put that there instead of putting more command there, but I only need one more point. And I think it could just be like this. There we go. This is a very good and normal design. Okay, now we need some cockpits. Or some cockpits, some maneuverability, some fins. Aw. Do we still have plenty of energy? Where's my energy at? We're at 55. What is the draw of a cloaking device? Okay, so we could run another cloak without actually having to install any more generators, provided that we can put it down in a place where it's within the reach of one of our generators. Oh, that's right. You know what I could do? We figured out. I could just throw a fin in here. There you go. That's what this cloaking device is for. This is how fins work, friends. Yeah, it shouldn't let me get away with that, probably. Okay, so we can cut some of the crew stuff because we put on one of those 2x2 cabs. And then this can actually go here, which helps a little. Actually, maybe the best thing to do is that. And then I'm going to break this into a couple smaller fins. This can't really go here. I know this is not, in the end, gonna look amazing, but to a certain extent, I'm just trying to, we're gonna be fine. So we can place a fin here, and it solves a lot of our armor problems. We do need kind of a weird overhang, so maybe it's more like this, and then we put in another weird little fin there. And then we can cut this big fin and replace it with fewer fins. Okay, that doesn't quite work. There you go, this works. Oh, can't move that. I'm trying to make this look at least a little bit good. There we go. See, I want the cloaking device to be attached, at the very least, to a flat surface. So, compactness rating, truly awful. Really, really garbage. But, somewhat complicated by the fact that we need a really large amount of comms and also a fair amount of radar. So you have a lot of, clearance stuff. I don't know. I'm not trying to defend it. Obviously, it's a little bit of a dog's breakfast. But here's the thing about it. It does technically fly, and you tell me the hive mind has any sense of aesthetics. Come on now. Plus, we built a crumple zone into the front of it, and that's just a safety feature. Oh yeah, this is perfect. I bet we can double our membership by the end of the year now. Yeah, that's it. Shoot for the stars. And maybe people will stop asking if we're a polycule. I will admit that I did not ask because I just kind of assumed it was the case. Okay, bye. Let me know if you want to get assimilated. I'm having a good time. I think this is where we're going to call it for the series. So there's still little bits, little encounters to have here, little ship designs to make. But yeah, I think we finished the plot, and also we're just gonna need the space. We're gonna need the space on the channel for all kinds of cool new stuff come Monday. So thank you all so much for watching and enjoying this cute little relaxing series with me. When you come back next time on Monday, probably, or Tuesday, let's be honest, there's a possibility. It's gonna be some cool new stuff. I already got some cool new stuff picked out. I'm very excited about it, and we'll see you then.